I thought those guys, they played a good game tonight. Very good club, very good offensively. They took advantage of some mistakes that we made and did some damage, and jumped out to a lead, which, we put us in a position where we, I think, did something we hadn't done in a little while, and that's press a little bit at the plate. And, they came up with some big hits when they needed them, and we didn't. So, that's kind of the story of the game. And so we just, we got to regroup and come back tomorrow and be ready to fight.
Questions, guys?
Coach, what do you think? What was the pitcher doing to keep your batters off balance?
Yeah, he's just mixing his pitches. Throwing a lot of off-speed stuff. A little bit less velocity than we've been seeing. Had a good changeup. Was able to throw his breaking ball changeup for strikes often. And just kept us off balance, and he did a good job. We had some opportunities with runners in scoring position or runners on base with 2 outs and needed to come up with a big hit, and we just couldn't quite find that hole. But he did a great job. I mean, the kid pitched well, kept us off balance, and we put ourselves in that hole, and tough to come out of that hole. So,
Tanner, same question. What did you see the pitcher doing?
Can you repeat that?
What did you see the pitcher doing?
He was definitely mixing up his pitch as well, which kind of kept us guessing at the beginning of the game. And I feel like at the start of the game we were already pressing. We weren't as loose as we are, but towards the end of the game we started to loosen up.
Josh, how was the mood in the dugout as the game progressed?
I mean, the dugout doesn't really change throughout the game. We stay pretty positive no matter the score. Those guys work really hard in there. We try to keep the guys on the field pumped up no matter the score, no matter what's going on out there.
Coach, all year round, all week long, we've been hearing we've never seen this team play before. Now you've been able to scout the teams, you've been able to play against them. How does that help you in your preparation for tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, now we've seen those guys a few times, and obviously seen them up close and personal today. So, we know what they can do well and what they struggle with, but knowing it's one thing and then being able to execute is another. The thing about that team is they got some guys, all throughout the lineup that are big and strong. And if you make mistakes, they can punish you. And, so there's, everybody's got, holes, and we've got, ways to get those guys out, but we just have to be able to execute those things. And tonight we did. We did for the most part, but we didn't when it mattered the most. And so we've got to come out tomorrow and try to execute better on the mound. Hopefully jump out to a lead and give our pitchers a little breathing room. I think that's a big part of. I think we were talking earlier. Almost every game except maybe the last one, whoever scored first has won the ball game. So scoring first, jumping out to a lead. Giving your defense and your pitching some breathing room is big, and we got to come out ready to go tomorrow and try to jump on them.
Half the teams are gone already, but the 2 Texas teams still remain. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, we talked a little bit about it in the opening. There's good baseball all across this country. In every corner, and I've seen it at many different levels. There's a lot of good baseball in the South. There's a lot of good baseball in the state of Texas. And we're proud to represent our state, and I know Texas Lutheran is as well. It's good to see. I haven't been in this, in Division III for a long time. This is only my 2nd year, but it's good to see our part of the country get a little bit of recognition in Division III baseball, because there's a lot of good Division III baseball teams in that West region and down in Texas and all around us. So.
You guys have been in this position before, facing elimination in the conference tournament and in the regional tournament. Does it feel any different right now?
No, I don't think so. I think that today it got a little bit too big for us. I think we play with a little bit of pressure on us for whatever reason. I guess it's easier to do that whenever you're kind of the one, quote unquote, that's supposed to win. I guess they're playing their 2nd game of the day, and we haven't lost a game here yet. And but. Now it's we're one of the last 4 teams left playing baseball. That's a small group. And so what these guys have accomplished up until now has been absolutely amazing. And you know, I hope to convey to them when we get on the bus that no matter what happens, you know, it's bigger than just this game. You know, it's what this journey and what these you know, postseason ball games and what this season has taught these guys, and has taught all of us, not just about the game of baseball, but about, you know, about life, you know, and moving forward. And you know, there's times where you get knocked down. There's times where people aren't going to believe in you, and there's times where you're the underdog or whatever the case may be. But you got to pick yourself up by the bootstraps, and you got to be ready to go to work and work your butt off and fight every single day. And that's what I hope that these guys have learned over this year. And regardless of what happens tomorrow, you know, I couldn't be more proud of this group of men for what they've done for this program. But we're going to come out and fight tomorrow, and you know, we want to be one of the last two teams playing baseball.
What are your guys' pitching plans for tomorrow?
I don't know. We'll get on the bus and we'll figure it out. You know, we've still got, you know, Nate Emick, who hasn't thrown. You know, and we've got some other guys, you know, in the bullpen that haven't thrown. We'll do whatever we got to do tomorrow to get to the next day, because there's no tomorrow unless you win. So we've got some guys that are ready to go. So we'll piece it together some kind of way and hopefully put up enough runs to play another day.